Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my stream during the Tampa Bay Rays Oakland A's game today. The game starts in 2 minutes. Welcome in.
Rays Baseball and Valley Sports is brought to you by Truist. By Frontier, uncable yourself. Get fiber internet. By the Florida Lottery, which has generated over $43 billion for Florida students and schools. And by GTE Financial, where banking is instantly easy. Look at the lineup.
Let's take a look at the lineup for the Rays. Let me.
The idea is not in the starting lineup today, but don't worry, Rays fans. He's okay. Be available to pitch in. So Josh Lowe gets the lead off, and Wander Franco and Randy Arozarena. Harold Ramirez clean up. Luke Raley plays first base today.
Leading off is right fielder Josh Lowe. Batting second is Wander Franco. Playing shortstop. Batting third is the designated hitter Harold Ramirez. Batting fourth, the cleanup hitter, first baseman, number 55, Luke Raley. Batting sixth, third baseman, Isaac Paredes. Batting seventh is the second baseman, Taylor Walls. Batting eighth is the center fielder, Manuel Margot. And batting ninth is the catcher, Francisco Mejia. Now let's look at the A's lineup. Leading off for the A's is the center fielder, Estiare Ruiz. Batting second is the first baseman, batting second is the first baseman, Ryan Noda. Batting third is the designated hitter, Seth Brown. Batting fourth is the left fielder, Brett Rooker. Batting fifth is the third baseman, Jace Peterson. Batting sixth is the catcher, Carlos Perez. Batting eighth is the batting seventh, is the right fielder, JJ Bleday. Batting eighth is the shortstop, Kevin Smith, and batting ninth is the second baseman, Tony Kemp.
And at 12:37 local time, we are
And
underway on a gorgeous
we got a 0-1 count on Josh Lowe.
This is perfect baseball weather.
Sure is.
It looks like a beautiful day in
Sunny day.
Oakland. Second pitch of the game is a ball.
You mentioned
1-1.
how
Paul Blackburn is pitching for the A's
been
today.
on the injured list for a little while. He would have been their opening day starter.
Here's the third pitch of the game.
Middle finger.
It is ball two.
That finger
To
could cause him all kind of
Josh
problems.
Lowe.
This time last year, it was inflamed. This year, he had a cracked nail on it. And then during his rehab assignment, he was trying
Here's
to get some
pitch
red out
number
from underneath
4.
the spikes. As
And it is strike
trying to get to the
2.
big leagues as fast as possible. And wouldn't you know, the finger ran up against the spike and opened the whole thing up again.
Yeah.
It just hadn't been able to buy a break.
No, and you know what? You wonder too. The injuries prior to that. What kind of grip? You know, is he? Really,
Here's pitch number
emphasizing a lot of
5.
grip
A
on
fly
that
ball
on the baseball.
to left field, and it is caught by JJ Bleday. 1 out.
At the end of the fingers to cause the blister.
Batting second, shortstop, number 5, Wander Franco.
Because that is strange for one finger to cause that much of an issue.
Well, he's back, and he's a guy that they want to provide some.
Franco's batting .295 on the season with 8 home runs, 32 RBIs,
Both those
with a
things, and
.356 OB on base percentage.
he's got production up and down the lineup yesterday.
And Franco on the first pitch pops it up to left field. And again, it is caught by Brett Rooker. Correction, Brett Rooker has caught the first 2 outs.
Pitches. When you see his pitch breakout, he uses the two-seamer quite a bit. Then the cutter, a slider, a curveball, occasional four-seamer, and a changeup. Not overpowering, but gets enough movement difference between the two-seam and the
Batting
four-seam
third,
to
left
make
fielder
those
Randy
pitches.
Arozarena, number
Complements it
56.
with the cutter, slider, curveball, and change.
And the first pitch, Arozarena bunts, but he pulls it back, and it's ball one.
Well, yeah, and it depends on where the ball's ripping off that finger. I mean, if it's your middle finger, that's the longest finger, and so
The pitch-
that's where the ball is. It's leaving that last, and so he's got to have that finger all over the seams.
Oh boy. Gone if it's fair.
Long foul ball from Arozarena on the second pitch of the at-bat, and it's now 1-1. And I mean long foul ball. It was second deck.
Middle finger out from behind the baseball, so you can take the velocity off of the pitch. So it just depends, but obviously it's catching them in a different way to have all those problems.
Here's the third pitch of the at-bat, and it's high for
Last time out.
ball two. 2-1 to Arozarena.
A couple of times over the years, both last year. And he ended up being an all-star. The A's lone all-star representative a season ago.
Here's the next pitch to Arozarena, and it's
High in the
popped
air.
up
A tough
foul,
territory. Three A's chase after it.
and it drops in between three guys.
And the ball drops.
I think Smith took Peterson's legs out from under him. He ended up going low and he kind of chopped Jace Peterson, who was trying to make a play on it. He curls back. There you go. Just enough.
They're fortunate they're not hurt.
Very.
Very fortunate. Neither two guys going for the ball got hurt.
So new life for Arozarena on a ball that was it catchable? Yeah, I mean in this place, ultimately it is. If it's in the air.
Indeed, I mentioned that the defensive alignment for the A's, left to right in the outfield, you've got Rooker, Ruiz, and Lede.
This should be caught.
And the next pitch to Arozarena popped up
And a 1-2-3
and
for
caught by the first baseman, Noda, and we go to the bottom of the first. Let me finish that defensive alignment for the A's. Infield, on the left side, you have Peterson and Smith. On the right side, you have Kemp and Noda with Carlos Perez doing the catching. And now set the Rays defense for you. Left to right in the outfield, you have Arozarena, Lowe, and Margot. Infield around the diamond, left side of Paredes and Franco. Right side of Walls and Rayleigh with Mejia catching.
No matter how tough the job is, Armor All Technology.
Rays in the top of the first, no runs, no hits, no one left on base.
All-American gymnast and Peoria athlete.
And bottom of the first.
When
You
you're
go to the bottom of the
personal
first.
there with me, you need leggings that can keep up. That's why Peoria's daily leggings are made for your fit. With
Bottom of the
very
first.
high waist and buttery soft
Here's the A's lineup one more time. Ruiz, Noda, Brown, Rooker, Peterson, Perez, Lede, Smith, and Kemp.
Brett Rooker, Chase Peterson.
Now it is Ruiz in center, Noda at first,
Kevin Smith and Tony Kemp.
Brown DHing, Rooker in left, Peterson at third, Perez catching, and Lede in right, shortstop Smith, and second baseman Tony Kemp. And pitching for the Rays today is right-hander Taj Bradley.
Limiting base runners, limiting the long ball, and obviously pitching outstanding baseball on the road. And I guess for at least today, thank goodness that's where the Rays are.
Rays really need a split.
First pitch from Bradley to Estiare Ruiz is popped up foul and out of play for strike one.
In Cincinnati, at the Mets, at the Cubs at Wrigley, the game that he
Estiare Ruiz is 1 for 11 in the series. The next pitch from Bradley to Ruiz is a strike. Strike two.
No, and that's the thing. I love Taj Bradley's stuff, and I think that this kid has a chance to be special. And I'm not the only one. I think anybody around the race feels that way. But what most impresses me about him at 22 years old is his poise and composure, his mound presence.
What most surprises me about Bradley is his composure and poise, and how the next pitch
We'll see if Randy
popped
can get
up,
there.
and Mejia does not make the catch. Count stays 0-2.
Really like to have caught. That ball felt like it was up there long enough for someone to be able to come down with it. It gives new life to Ruiz. And that's the last thing you want is Ruiz to have new life, because he can be a nightmare on the base paths.
As both teams unable to get pop-ups here, it's a very sunny field. You wonder if maybe that has something to do with it as well.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You will get the truck. They will lose their minds.
What if I talk about the sun?
The high sky.
The next pitch is strike 3.
Well, Bradley adjusted.
Bradley gets a strikeout of Estiari Ruiz.
You know what? You'd rather have
The first baseman, Ryan Noda, is up next for Oakland.
Let's take a look at the defense that's going to support him. You might roll that. Sit that out.
Left to right in the outfield, Rosarina Margot Low. Infield, third to first, Paredes, Franco, Walls, Rayleigh, and Mejia catching.
Here's Ryan Noda. 97 early in the game.
We've already seen his ability to ride that pitch up in the zone, to also be able to drive it downhill so he can split the plate.
The
up and
next
down
pitch
with that.
coming to Noda is a strike. Fouled off at 97.
I love his mechanics too. He's got a very simple set of mechanics. Tall, lanky, great pitcher's build, but he stays.
And Noda calls his timeout.
Not overly complicated mechanically. That allows him to drive his pitches to his spot. That's that repeatable delivery we talk about all the time.
And the next pitch is a ball.
One ball.
That looked like strike 3 to me, but I'm not a umpire. The next pitch to Noda is strike 3. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Bradley.
The last place you expect to
And-
ball is at the top of the
And
zone.
now batting is the designated hitter, Seth Brown.
Good eye, ability to draw walks at a pretty high rate. No answer for that pitch.
Kevin Cash said after Bradley's first game, he goes, I get Chris Archer vibes off him sometimes. And
Exactly. That's who I get off of him, too. Chris Archer vibes. And the next pitch is fouled off for strike 1.
Andy, you've been doing such a wonderful job here over the course of this series, but I will tell you here in the bottom of the first inning.
Between innings, I will be giving my opinion on what I think of Taj Bradley so far in his big league career. The next pitch is low for ball 1. Beautiful day, as I said, in
No
Oakland.
clouds. As the game goes along, right field becomes the toughest of the fields here at the Coliseum.
And the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And I believe Seth Brown called his timeout.
Dealing with that sunshine today.
Yes, he did. He steps back in.
I'm irritated.
And the next pitch from Taj Bradley
It's all in good
is
fun. All in good fun.
fouled off.
That's the great thing about the crew and up here. It's kind of like a clubhouse. You better have some thick skin.
Oh,
And there are going to be some barbs back and forth, everybody having fun while you sit back and watch and call a baseball game.
said that video.
And the next pitch from Bradley is strike 3 looking. Seth Brown doesn't even take the bat off his shoulder. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Taj Bradley. Strikes out the side. We go to the second. So my thoughts on Taj Bradley through 8 starts is I like the kid. I think he's got a long career ahead of him with the Rays if they decide to give him a long-term contract at some point. And I think he's a top of the rotation guy. Him, your top three in the future could be McClanahan, Boz, Bradley, and then you got Rasmussen and Springs, the back end of your rotation. With the bullpen. The bullpen's going to be a huge question mark of who you see in the bullpen in the future, because Fairbanks could be gone. Armstrong could be gone. Got a couple pitching prospects that I think could come up and be in the bullpen at some point. And that was a quick first inning. And I think that the Rays tomorrow, they start a 3-game set in San Diego. I will not be streaming the first 2 games of that series because Friday and Saturday are my 2 days off of streaming. I will be streaming game 3 of that series, however. And I will, as I just said, I will be streaming game 3 of the Rays Padres series on Sunday at 4 o'clock. I will start my stream probably at 3:40. Oh, first pitch. Ramirez has a single. First pitch single for Harold Ramirez.
Nice attempt there by Noda, but once that ball,
back to the action. As I just said, a first pitch single, infield single for Harold Ramirez. And now here is Luke Raley at the plate. And if y'all didn't know, that's a 6-game hitting streak now for Harold Ramirez. Nothing to sneeze at. But he's got at least 1 hit in his last 6 games. Here's Luke Raley. The first pitch to Raley is swung on and missed for a strike 1. Very tough night for Raley. He is 2 for 7 in the series so far.
And he said, if you're going to do it, you got to commit to it. You got to commit.
Last 6 games, 321 average, 6 extra base hits, 5 RBIs. With a 1.023 OPS.
I can't imagine not destroying my own leg.
No,
and
that's why
he broke his bat. He snapped his bat over his leg last night.
But it's a big boy that does something like that with a baseball bat.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. The next pitch to Raley in this 0-2 count is too high for ball 1.
You almost might as well do it on the field. There's no tunnel to go down into. And dude, there's nowhere to hide.
That's what he said. Really? It's funny that's exactly what he said. He said
exactly.
There's nowhere to go here. You've got to do it right on the field.
And the next pitch is too low, ball 2, 2-2.
The crowd always seems to like it. Here it is. How about the sound of it too?
Yeah. 6'4", 235 pounds. He is a massive human.
If Raley played football, he'd be a linebacker. The next pitch to Mr. Raley is
long hold for Blackburn.
And no pitch. Throws over to first. Pick off attempt. That's pick off attempt number 1. Yeah, and Ramirez is 4 for 5 in the stolen base department this year. And the next pitch to Raley is on the ground and a little bloop single through. And Ramirez is going to hit third and stay there. First and third, nobody out to start the second for the Rays.
To be a cutter. Blackburn trying to run that cutter in on him, and he's able to fight it off and get it.
And it is third baseman Isaac Paredes up for the Rays now.
Strong man, and he's able to drop it in, and the Rays off and running here in the second.
So how does a guy then not snap? Speaking of snapping bats, on that, how does he not snap the bat then? Because it's right in on the knuckle.
You get the hands in.
The first pitch to Paredes
just up
is grounded back to the mound through, and the Rays are on the board. RBI single, Isaac Paredes, and it's 1-0 Rays.
And Isaac Paredes records his 46th run batted in to lead the team.
And that's the 46th run batted in of the season for Isaac Paredes. And now it is Taylor Walls at the plate for the Rays.
He gets it rolling that way. There's no one home to be able to make the play because Kemp is pulled way up the middle, and everybody just trading places.
So the Rays score
The first pitch to Taylor
Runs
Walls
to the corners and nobody out.
is,
That is a foul ball.
and the first pitch to Walls is fouled off behind first base.
The bat to use against Blackburn here.
Walls is 2 for 11 in the series, batting 209 in the year with 7 home runs and 22 RBIs.
That was part of the game plan. Listen, be ready to hit, and it's always part of the game plan. But some guys, as opposed to others, you know you're going to get.
And the next pitch to Walls is
To the
fly to center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And jogging home is Rayleigh.
At third, and Taylor Walls.
And Paredes, he stops at third, Walls stops at second with an RBI double, and it's 2-0 Rays.
Paul Blackburn on the season in his 3 starts is over.
Center fielder Manuel Margot
So when you
is
see
up
him
next
like
for the
that,
Rays.
okay, guys, he's filling it up early, be ready to go. And the
It
Rays-
seems like Blackburn is filling up the zone early in the game, which the Rays need to be ready for that, because if they're not, he's going to get a lot of strikeouts.
Second, third with nobody out. Chance for a big
Runners on second and third, nobody out for the Rays. And the infield is pulled in for Margot. First pitch, ball 1.
Chance for a big inning early here in Oakland.
Well, to what we were talking about, that ball taken by Margot, couldn't swing at it. 6 of the first 8 at bats. First pitch swings.
And the next pitch to Margot is
Out of play.
foul.
Well, the first base
Off, out of play.
Strike. Yes, 70% first pitch strikes this year. That's
70% first pitch strikes for
You
Blackburn.
know,
The MLB
games
average is
that he
61%.
pitched his first 3 games of the year.
And the next pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 to Margot.
The catcher, but day game after night game, they rest him and give Perez.
Day game after night game, Langlier's out of the lineup, and it's Carlos Perez catching.
Demonstrated great catch and throw. Leading Major League Baseball in runners throwing out Langoliers.
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. The next pitch to Margot is swung on and missed.
Your catcher here with all the territory behind you. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Margot.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Margot with nobody out and 2 runners on. Margot last 14 games, 326 average, 7 RBIs, 8 runs scored.
Last 2 weeks. Margot has been heating up. Not this time.
And strike 3 to Margot, 1 out.
Boy, nasty change
Is
up
it-
right there. That was
is
coming
that
off the 2-seamer
Jillian?
down and in. He follows that up with a changeup down and in. And he gets a big time strikeout there with those runners at second and third. Margot trying to put the ball in play, make something happen, and that ball was just rolling downhill and got it.
I always think of effective
And
change.
the catcher Francisco Mejia is hitting now.
Yeah, and it was the
Blackburn,
previous pitch
34% chase rate. The MLB average is 28. First pitch to Margot. Swung on and missed.
It's up to Mejia to put the bat on the baseball.
Mejia is 0 for 2 in the series.
Second and third, 1 out, 2 in.
And the next pitch to Mejia, check swing, foul ball.
To be behind it, 0-2.
2 people.
But who knows where you're going to get now? For a guy ahead 0-2 that tends to throw a lot of strikes, 5 or 6 different kind of pitches, Mejia's got to be able to
And waiting on the next pitch to Mejia.
High levels, that's part of Blackburn's game.
Here it is.
There's
And it's in the dirt.
That's what
Ball
you're
1.
talking about, with how important it is for catchers to be able to block effectively here, especially with runners at third.
That's Isaac Paredes.
Paredes on third, Walls on second.
And Walls, the runner, at second.
And the next pitch fouled off, out of play.
Listen, Francisco Mejia can put some interesting swings. He can get to balls sometimes you don't think he's going to be able to. That late decision right there, that front foot came down. He realized that's a strike and is able to take that kind of swing and just spoil it.
It's like ad-libbing in the moment. For me.
Yeah.
And the next pitch is fouled off again.
He's 1-2.
And we've seen him be able to manipulate that bat and just put a ball in play, which is what he needs to do here. Just put that ball in play, get a nice chance to get a run home, especially if you can get it airborne.
What do you want me to say? I don't know what to say. I'm trying to stream the Rays game.
Than it does. Like we saw in the first 3 games of the late night. 1-2.
And the next pitch is a check
He
swing.
did not.
He did not go.
That's Alex McKay.
2-2.
Umpire, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was an active bat. There was some movement there, but let's take a look. He goes down and he was knocking on the door.
He was close. That's that's a coin flip. There's so many of those that are coin flips. 2-2.
And the next pitch to Mejia is swung on and missed, and strike 3. There's now 2 outs in the second inning.
The one thing you got to keep an eye on with Blackburn are his curveball and slider. He gets a ton of depth on those pitches.
And it's back around to the top of the Rays order now, and the right fielder Josh Lowe is up.
And he was able to fool Mejia there, not only with the drop, but like you said, the change of speed had him out in front and well over the top of that pitch.
Well, now, second, third, 2 down. The infield can go back.
And the first pitch to Lowe is fouled off.
It's up to him to add to the lead. Rays 2 quick runs here in the second. For the credit Blackburn, he buried the bottom part of the Rays order, which is certainly not automatic this year. The bottom of the order has been very productive for the Rays. It's a relentless Rays lineup this season.
And the pitch to Lowe is low. 1-1.
So certainly going uphill is this man, Paul Blackburn. Rays were on the verge of having a monster inning.
He's limited in damage so far in the inning. And the next pitch to Lowe is on the ground, foul.
He's a strike away from getting out of this thing. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Lowe.
You're just not letting the game speed up on him. To give up 4 straight hits, and the first 3 were not hit particularly hard. Got to be frustrating, but he has not shown that. And to be in the kind of trouble that he was in. Now, he still has to finish off Josh Lowe, but he has put himself in great position.
And next pitch too high, 2-2.
All the Rays hitters, though, and what an adjustment from year to year. Josh Lowe with 2 strikes still gives great at bats.
Yeah, well, he changes his swing. I mean, he's a guy that has a 2-strike approach. He doesn't, always take the big swing. He'll try to just put the ball in play, shorten up a little bit, level the swing out.
And the next pitch
Like that right
is
there.
fouled
Just
off.
kind of fouled it down, didn't overswing, just made contact, and just trying to make something happen. And a lot of Rays have been doing that, with 2 strikes, and that's why they've been good with 2 strikes. They've been good with 2 outs in an inning.
And the next pitch swung on and missed, and that's the inning.
With some impressive stuff.
Hold up, I'll be right back.
To strike out 3 in a row. The Rays get 2. Let's straighten 2.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Let your accent bring it out. Give the world a taste of who you are. Nothing is comparing being true.
How's everybody's day going?
Dime tu estrella. Estrella Jalisco.
A 3-hit night as well as a career high of
Bottom of the
3 doubles
second.
for Margot ahead, as he's finally referred to. And as Kevin Cash says, when Margot stays hot, this lineup is always in a good spot. And I spoke with
Leading off the
great
second
coach
inning
Jared
for
Mottola about what
the
they're seeing from Margot as he's
A's
scoring runs
is
off the plate
it's going to be the middle of the order. Rooker,
He
Peterson, and Perez against Tosh Bradley. The first pitch to Rooker is swung on a miss. Strike one.
Mottola said the trust has evolved in that knee, and they're seeing him get back to who they know he is. He said he has shown his ability in the past.
And here's the next pitch to Rooker. Swung on a miss. That was a little bit outside the zone. The count is 0-2 on
Trisha,
Brett Rooker.
With hitters, you hit from the ground up. So if your knee wasn't right, and it wasn't right.
And the next pitch is low outside the zone. Ball 1. 1-2.
Yeah, he hit a couple of balls last night. I mean, on the screws. Really, really got into him. It was awesome to see. Running well, too.
And the next pitch to Rooker is strike 3 called. No swing from Rooker. He takes strike 3 looking.
That have the really good carry on the fastball.
Fourth strikeout of the game for Bradley.
But Bradley shows the ability to do that and then drive one down.
Nice pitch from Tosh Bradley.
He creates downhill.
And it's Jace Peterson batting now for Oakland.
97.
First pitch to Peterson is ball 1.
You know, assuming that the box you see on the screen is perfectly lined up, it's like slicing off every edge of the plate. Even the breaking pitch that was up that.
The next pitch to Jace Peterson is popped up foul out of play.
Not put a ball in play as of yet.
So far, 19 pitches for Tosh Bradley through an inning and a third. Here's the next pitch. Peterson popped up foul again, and it's now 1-2.
Let's see. Ah, look at that.
Yeah.
Putting the chair down. And then making
Nice play by the
outstanding work.
nice play by the
Glasses down.
the ball boy in foul territory.
I have a feeling he was practicing that before the game today.
We had a rough play last night.
And the next pitch is outside, 2-2.
Going back to Bradley, how about 3 of the 4 strikeouts looking? Yeah, that's what you're talking about. You get a guy looking where he can't even pull the trigger, can't even swing the bat with 2 strikes. You are locating so
And the next pitch to Peterson is, oh boy, great pitch from Bradley. And it's now 3-2.
He's getting really good drop on that curveball, especially when it's a little
Next
further down
pitch.
the zone.
To Jace Peterson
Hard stuff.
is popped up foul out of play. He's throwing a lot of fastballs in this count, in this at bat.
Another
And strike 3 call,
Roll to start the game.
strike 3 swinging
Go back to
to
strikeout.
Peterson. There's 2 outs, and it's the catcher Carlos Perez coming up
And now
next.
look at this fastball right here. Talk about elevating it, top of the zone. I mean,
He elevated that one for strike 3.
mechanically, he is so dialed in with his command and locations.
Carlos Perez batting 239 on the season. The first pitch to Perez, strike 1.
That had more of a change-up look to it. Didn't have that break. Was that a cutter or a change?
5 consecutive strikeouts, 3 strikeouts looking. And the next pitch to Perez popped a foul out of play, and it's going to go to 0-2.
98 top of the zone, and after that cutter up there at top of the zone, now all of a sudden you start to think, what about that hook? You drop that hook.
And the next pitch from Bradley to Carlos Perez is strike 3, looking on the inside corner. And that is the 6th consecutive strikeout for Taj Bradley, the 4th one looking. And we go to the 3rd. 2-0 Rays.
You brought all these players in your deal?
Yeah, he's got 3 rows.
So you.
Where do I plug in?
This morning.
That's so easy.
Should I do this more often? Should I start streaming during Rays games and have Q&As during the inning breaks?
Current eligible Buick lessees get this low mileage
Sit-
lease for
ask
2023
Q&A after every inning.
for around $169 per month.
Ask me questions. Any question.
DirecTV, so he's watching baseball at his weird neighbor's house. He's all right.
I love watching the game with you.
Call 1-800-DirecTV to get a $200 reward card.
And what's everybody doing for Father's Day?
This afternoon, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every home run raises money for prostate cancer research.
And
So far,
we are
over
back.
$509,000.
Top of the 3rd. It's Wander
That's
Franco
the
leading
Rays.
off
Make
for
a
the
bet
Rays
by
here in the
going
3rd
online
inning.
to TCF.
And the first pitch is strike 1.
Challenge. You get the feeling home runs might be a little easier to come by today in the daytime. There's only been
And here's the
2
next
home
pitch
runs
to
this year,
Franco.
1 for each team.
It is ball 1. 1-1 count to Franco.
Bonner to be followed by Rosarena and Harold Ramirez here in the 3rd inning. And Paul Blackburn did some heavy lifting there in the 2nd to limit damage.
Rays are 39-8 when they score first. And there's a base hit for Franco.
Wander wants to try it. The throw-
He's going to second. He will be safe. It's a double for Wander Franco.
I think the tag from Kemp was high. It was higher up the leg. He did not get the glove down.
And hold on a second. Mark Kotze wants to.
And that slide, that leg of
And I think they just said play on.
nice job.
Kotze, I thought, wanted to take a look at it, but
shooting it the other way, and he came out.
they made it a little close out there at second base, but Franco was safe.
And the throw was there. The tag was high.
Very close, but the high tag.
And it's a Rosarena at the plate in the first pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. 0-1.
Suggest you try it.
Maybe. I doubt you hear him.
Did you
I
see
doubt you
that?
hear him.
He put his hand up and shouted something to Wander. At least I thought he did. Chris Prieto.
Here's the next pitch to a Rosarena.
Yeah, you better get it going.
Outside, 1-1.
Franco had eyes for second base. That ball shooting it the other way, realizing out there that the left fielder Lede is going to have
The next
lead
pitch
that way try
to
get the baseball,
a Rosarena
create a tougher throw.
is
Ray's trying to add on here.
up high for strike 2, and that is not a pretty swing from a Rosarena. That's not what we're used to a Rosarena doing.
Well, Paredes has passed Randy for the RBI lead on the team with 46, and Rosarena's got 44.
The next pitch to Rosarena is.
Here you go.
Yes, he did.
No appeal. Strike 3.
Strike 3. Looking. Rosarena's out on strikes. It's the first out here in the third inning for Blackbird.
That's what you're going to do. The Rays are a very good fastball hitting team. There's no doubt about it. And on top of that, Blackbird has an excellent slider and slow curveball with a lot.
And it's Harold Ramirez at the plate.
Show him the
He
fastball.
Correction, he reached on an error his last at bat. Not a single. It was an error. Here's the first pitch to Ramirez. Inside, ball
I
1.
say it over and over. It's not always how many strikeouts you get, but when you get them. And Blackburn's getting them at big moments early on today. Second and third, none out. Last inning, after 2
Yes.
scored, he struck out 3.
I was correct. Harold did reach on an error in his first at bat.
Ramirez doesn't strike.
The next pitch to Ramirez is low for ball 2. 2-0 on Harold Ramirez.
This is the segment of the lineup that strung together 4 consecutive hits. Each of the next 4 batters got hits, and then you go.
The next pitch to Ramirez is a strike.
Yes.
Beautiful pitch.
2-1.
2-1 on Ramirez. No one out. Correction, 1 out. Wander Franco's on second base. And a turn and look at second, nothing going on.
Knowing that the Rays like to run, and overall, Blackbird on the season, 3 starts, 15 innings coming in. The running game against him was 0 for 1. He does have a pickoff to his
He has
credit.
1 pickoff on the year, does Paul Blackburn. And the next pitch to Ramirez is outside, 3-1.
By the way, the ball that had been ruled a hit to Harold Ramirez has been changed to an error. So
Luke Raley is on deck.
And Noda got charged for it. Well, now 3-1 to Ramirez.
Noda got charged with an error in the last inning. And Ramirez fouls it off. It's now 3-2.
Well, if recent patterns suggest anything, he's going soft stuff right here.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. Recent patterns suggest he's going to go soft here to try to get the strikeout on Ramirez. 3-2 count. 1 out. Top of the third. The next pitch to Ramirez is ball 4. Low. Ramirez walks. First and second, 1 out.
Ramirez jumped out of the box. He did not want to win
For the
it.
first baseman, Luke Raley.
Watch him try to sell it. Yeah, that ball's down. I'm out of here.
Well, I'll tell you,
Nice sell job by Ramirez.
what his pattern was. And you were saying earlier, no patterns. If you're a pitcher, you fall into patterns, you'll get hit.
Especially a good lineup and the second time through.
And the next pitch to first pitch to Raley
Luke Raley, with a base hit and a run scored his first time.
is fouled off the home plate umpire.
You don't really with Paul Blackburn see
His
that
first
good
at bat, he singled.
MPH. It's like he throws nothing 2 in a row.
He doesn't. Blackman doesn't throw the same pitch twice. He mixes it up, and that's what's confusing. And pickoff attempted second. Franco back in.
Easily.
And that disengagement resets. You get 2 during the course of that Harold Ramirez at bat. Now walked him. You're back to 2 more.
And the next pitch coming to Raley is a strike. Nice pitch.
When Wander, who loves to run, recognizes that a third baseman is far off the line with a left-hand batter up, they'll break for third. But as you can see, Peterson is not that far away.
And he's almost being held out by Smith.
Yeah.
Smith's keeping an eye on him back there.
And the next pitch is too low. 1-2 to Rayleigh with one out.
Time he played, got the pick off in last night's game.
On Rayleigh. And they also got it on Wander. And the Rays on the bases yesterday, they were active. But they survived some early mistakes on the bases.
And here's the next pitch to Rayleigh. It is swung on and fouled at the plate.
I mean, you don't like to
Off of Rayleigh's leg, it appears.
baseball all the time. And last night, really, for the Rays, it wasn't a perfectly played game. They made plenty of mistakes last night, but you score 6 and you get glass down, and the bullpen has been so solid, especially of late, and you win the game.
The next pitch
1-2
to Rayleigh is a ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. You can see Rayleigh
2-2.
pushed a little bit. But he did not for 2 balls, 2 strikes, and another fine save by that man, Carlos Perez.
And how about the trust shown in him by Blackburn to be able to be willing to bounce those breaking balls? You know, you're looking for the strikeout. You want that
And the
curveball as close to the dirt, maybe in the dirt. But you've got to
And the
snap
next
that behind the
pitch
plate
to
ball.
Rayleigh is too low for ball 3. 3-2, full count.
Really fighting in this at bat. Now the count 3-2, only 1 out. We'll keep an eye on the runners just in case. I'm going to guess they're not going, but we'll see.
Here's the next pitch to Rayleigh. And it
Payoff pitch.
is fouled off.
Boy, they are pumping up his pitch count, and the Rays can drive up an opponent's pitch count. They were doing that last year,
11
but this
pitches
year,
in the
they've
first,
taken
27 in the
it
second, 20 here in the third inning for Blackburn. And the next pitch to Rayleigh popped up out of play, foul again.
So what, 27 pitches last inning, already 21 this inning?
Already 21 pitches this inning for Paul Blackburn.
This is nothing new. I mean, there's only 1 out. Blackburn about the
Only
first
1
six
out
pitches.
so far in the
Yeah,
inning.
you're definitely shortening his outing. His last start against Milwaukee, the 6th inning start, 95 pitches. So you figure
And the next pitch to Rayleigh. Strike 3, swinging. Got him on the curveball. And there's 2 outs in the top of the third.
That it gets. I mean, that is a downer hook.
Top to bottom.
And it's
So it was a fine at bat by Rayleigh.
Isaac Paredes
With him chasing that pitch down.
coming to the plate now.
1 and 2 out for Isaac Paredes.
And the first pitch to Paredes is a little high. Inside the zone, though. First strike
He's hitting a
1.
little spinner that
He's drove in a run on a single his first at bat.
rolled the lead.
He's 1 for 1
They
today.
let 2 men on last inning as well, and a 2-1 here with 2 out. The Rays RBI leader.
And the next pitch to Paredes is high for ball 1. 1-1. Paredes is tied for 7th in the American League in RBIs this year. The next pitch to Paredes is strike 2.
It's out of the zone, 1 and 2. That's an interesting note that Michael here in the booth lets us know the last 11 outs in this game are strikeouts.
The last 11 outs in recorded in the game are strikeouts.
Yeah, no,
6,
right.
5 in a row by Blackburn.
And the next pitch is strike 3, swinging to Paredes, and we go to the bottom of the third.
The Rays lead 2 more on.
And we are back. Todd Bradley, 6 consecutive strikeouts to start the game, most in MLB this season.
The Florida Lottery
Team
jackpot
record,
set.
Blake Snell with 7
Todd
consecutive
Bradley's
strikeouts in
straight strikeouts to
2018.
start the game. First pitcher in the game
And
this year.
first pitch to J.J. Bleday is bunted fair, and Paredes not going to get him. It's a bunt single for J.J. Bleday.
Snell's record stays intact with 7
Blake Snell's strikeout record
That's a
of
hitter.
consecutive strikeouts stays intact for now.
Today's figuring swinging the bat is not working for us. So why don't I try to lay down the bunt? And he does. He lays down a perfect one. Good thing that
And it's the shortstop, Kevin Smith, at the plate.
Ball had some wingspan, but did you see that play being backed up by Taylor Walls?
Yeah.
If it would have gotten over his head, Taylor was there to knock it down.
In this part, you better back up, and then the backup should have a backup.
The first pitch to Kevin
Well,
Smith.
if nothing else, they'll get Bradley out of the set position with a man on base for the first time.
And he bunts it, pops it up foul, and it's going to drop.
All over the field. I always tell, my son Casey's in Little League, and I tell him too.
Kevin Smith
just
is
be
1 for
ready
3 in the series.
because he does everything right on the field. He's into every play. He anticipates every play. He's backing up bases constantly.
Does not take a pitch off. That never gets lax out there.
The next pitch to Smith is bunted again,
Kind of funny.
and he pulls it back this time, and it's 1-1.
And you've got Taylor Walls way up the middle. So he's trying to push that ball to the right side. And I wish I could draw it for you. But you see the open area. He's trying to push it by Todd Bradley, because if he could do that, it's a base hit. There's no one there to make a play.
The next pitch to Smith is swung on and fouled off.
Range, but not enough.
Way too much foul territory in Oakland, and the count's now 1-2. To Kevin Smith, the shortstop for the A's.
Well, you got the bottom part of the A's order. Smith, a 196 hitter.
The next pitch to Kevin Smith from Taj Bradley is a strike
Another strikeout for Taj Bradley.
out. And that's another strikeout for Bradley.
Fastball up. We talked about the fastball down. How about the fastball in?
The fastball on the inside corner got him swinging. He gone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Just not able to do it. I'll tell you, he has been
Taj Bradley sends another strikeout
so far in the early going.
victim to the dugout. And it's now it's Tony Kemp, the second baseman.
Tony Kemp.
And the first pitch to Tony Kemp is too high, ball 1.
The A's early on has seen less and less time, in part because he just flat out has not been hitting. This is an established big league hitter. Look at the numbers. He is 2 for his last 46. That is a monster slug.
Oh, man. The next pitch to Kemp is too high, 2-1. 2-0, correction.
Up with a couple of heaters. You want to make it even more depressing for Kemp? How about during the daytime this year for the season? 2 hits in 57 at-bats.
And the next pitch to
And, of course, it all ends.
and there's a base hit for Tony Kemp.
First and third.
The announcer's jinx. Going to third is Bleday, and it's first and third, 1 out for Oakland.
He's 2 for
The announcer's jinx never works.
Against a pitcher that is mowing in Bradley. That's a reverse lock. Hard hit by Tony Kemp.
So you
The reverse jinx.
Taking the unicorn out. You had to back the truck up over it too.
Apparently. Just reporting the facts.
Exactly. He's just reporting the facts.
Well, here's the thing.
And here comes Kyle Snyder to take a jog to the mound.
Then he misses with the first 2. Now you're forced back into the zone, and you do Kemp a favor. He gets a 2-0 heater he can handle, and Kyle Snyder not trying to get out in front of this. And we see that a lot with Taj and with younger pitchers. Kyle Snyder's not going to allow an inning to just kind of, get out of control. To kind of spiral.
And the
Get out there, get him refocused.
meeting on the mound is broken up.
Let's go execute.
Going back to the dugout is Kyle Snyder.
By now,
And a word from GTE. before the first pitch to Estiari Ruiz.
But here are the A's.
And the first pitch to Estiari Ruiz
Coming up.
is fouled off. 0-1.
That ended in over 24.
Got hit by Tony Kemp, ended in an 0 for 24 slump.
So how long is that really going to go on?
Or, as I like to call it, 0 for 24 hitless streak. And the next pitch is fouled off, bunted foul by Ruiz, and it's 0-2.
I mean, that again, both of these guys, Blackburn and Bradley, that downer 12-6, and he tries to top. Oh, I got to go down here and get it. And by you dip that bat head, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to get that ball in fair territory.
And the next pitch to Ruiz
Todd, he certainly used the strikeout.
is. Did he go? He went around. Yes, he did. Strike 3.
So he-
Another strikeout for Bradley.
First 10 batters that he's faced.
Again, with the breaking ball. Here it is. You're ahead. Go ahead.
Another victim on the strikeout.
He had to knock it down.
Add another one to the strikeout count. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Estiari Ruiz.
He knew it.
He knew it. He went back to the dugout, and there's now 2 outs in the inning.
Now Bradley trying to hang on to the 2-0 lead.
First baseman Ryan Noda. And the first pitch to Noda is high, 1-0.
The breaking ball really locked him up. First time up.
He struck out his first at bat on the curveball.
Enjoying the line because a lot of guys have been locked up by that. Today.
A correction, that first pitch was high for ball 1 and 2-0.
2-0 to Kemp. Now you're facing a hitter having a much better season at 2-0. Certainly turns this into a bit of
On
a
deck is
pitch.
Seth Brown, the designated hitter. And there's a strike.
Backed up right over the inside there. 2-1.
Be a little change up there. By
Nice pitch by Bradley to get back in the count, to get to steal a strike.
Second time through, you start to give hitters different looks.
Here is the next pitch to Noda in a 2-1 count.
2-2.
Popped up out, 2-2.
That's J.J. Bleday at third. He had a punt hit. And Tony Kemp busted out of a deep slump with his own hit.
Broke out of a slump, then Tony Kemp 0 for 24. He is 1 for 25 now.
Tom Bradley has not allowed a stolen base attempt all season.
There's your reason.
I mean, listen, we're coming into play today, well, and including today, he's over.
First time through the lineup, he's hit,
There's not been
guys are hitting 230 off of him. Second time through 265, and the third time through 263.
And so you talk about
And Noda takes his timeout.
Think about he is pop time. Todd Bradley-
Batters get 1 timeout per plate
Maybe
appearance.
with the team being behind, we don't want to risk it because the math does not look like it's going to work out in our favor. At some point, you may have to push the envelope, but I'm content to not do that. To this
And the next pitch to Noda is low, 3-2. The runners will be off with the pitch.
Like Tony Kemp has not been on base at all over the last, however long, 46 and 50 some at bats.
getting a jump, getting comfortable, all of that stuff. That would be stuff that you would have to work on.
The next pitch to Noda
Earlier in the day,
Yeah.
come out and try to work on getting jumps. And see
is ball 4. Looked like strike 3, but again, I'm not an umpire. So I can't really tell you that's strike 3 when, in my opinion, it looked like it was.
That is so
Just barely missed touching the corner of the strike zone.
at the last second to say that ball's in off.
And the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Seth Brown.
With the bases loaded and 2 out, a hit could tie it. An extra base hit.
Probable starters for tomorrow night's game for the Rays and Padres are Darvish and McClanahan. And the first pitch to Brown is strike 1. And the next pitch is outside, 1-1.
One strike.
1 ball, 1 strike. 3 guys on base. 2 outs. Bottom of the third.
As dominating as he was the first time through the lineup, now the hitters have all seen it and known how sharp this stuff is today too. And then he's mixing the pitches. So
And the next pitch to Brown is high. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 2.
Jump up and yeah, I'd like to take a look at that from the side because that's going to be awfully close. You would think.
And here it is from the second.
So,
What?
That's not even an easy or a hard call to make.
No, that's an easy call to make. He went around.
He went that far either.
That changes the count now to 1-2.
1-2 on Seth Brown with the bases loaded in the bottom of the third. Here's the next pitch. It is strike 3 called. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Seth Brown.
On Seth Brown to lead the bases.
And the Reds are still up 2-0 after 3 innings. As I was saying in the middle of the third inning, the probables for tomorrow night's game between the Rays and the Padres are, for the Rays, it's left-hander Shane McClanahan, and for the Padres, it's right-handed pitcher Yu Darvish. And programming note, again, I will not be streaming the first 2 games of that series for the Rays and Padres. They will not be on YouTube. Game 3 will be on YouTube Sunday on Father's Day at 4 o'clock, with the stream starting at probably 3:30. So I could give you all pregame and lineups and whatever else y'all would like.
A's up the coast to Seattle for the 2023 All-Star Game.
Vote Rays for the All-Star Game. And who vote Rays? That's who I'm going to vote for. But whoever your team is, vote them for the All-Star Game to go to Seattle. And the first pitch to Taylor Walls
number we were talking about earlier
is strike 1.
Strikeouts in this game. The last 15 outs in this game are strikeouts for the teams combined.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's gotta be.
And the next pitch to Walls is hit high and deep to left field, and Rooker under it makes the catch. 1 out here in the 4th.
So finally, a ball put in play.
Now batting,
For an out.
center fielder Manuel Margot.
Last game of the year between these two teams.
This is the last game of the season series between the Rays and the A's.
And they're looking for a split today, and they get down the coast to San Diego.
And the first pitch to Margot is taken for strike 1.
First time since they won the pack there in 2020. And this man at the plate caught the final out. Manuel Margot.
67 pitches so far through 4 1/3, 3 1/3. Make it 68 through 3 1/3 for Paul Blackburn, and
Former ballpark. He
Margot
was with the
bunted,
Padres.
but pulled back, and it's 1-1.
And he called the Padres home.
And the next pitch is ball 2, 2-1 to Margot.
We take a tour of the league, around the league. The Petco Park is my favorite ballpark.
Why does that park not get more love?
I don't know. And anybody that's
Here's the next pitch to Margot.
right up at the top.
It is.
To deep left center field.
And that baby is gone.
April the 8th, Manuel Margot.
That baby's gone. Home run, Manuel Margot.
3-0.
And the Rays have a 3-0 lead.
You tell me he wasn't waiting for that.
He gets the
That back leg.
so-called monkey off his back. His first home run since April the 8th.
Very hard last night. Takes it to another
That
level here.
thing was
Out over the plate with Sano.
Scolded to left field, and it just
Get
kept
into that.
carrying.
How about this?
And the first pitch to Mejia is a little bit is in the strike zone for strike one.
So Margot's third makes it a 3-0 lead.
And the next pitch to Mejia is up the line and fair. And Mejia's going for 2 bases.
Dig it out of the
He
corner,
will have a double.
and Francisco Mejia's got himself an extra base hit.
A double for Mejia.
These guys obviously not real happy about how the last time went with the back-to-back strikeouts. Margot with the homer. And
Right fielder Josh Lowe.
over that offering and down into the corner it goes, and out to second base he goes.
His 9th double. And now the Rays will send the lineup through for the 3rd time against Blackburn.
Here's the first pitch to Josh Lowe.
Some opportunities early to do that. Now they could use some separation. What a turnaround. Bradley gets out of his situation at the bottom of the second of the Rays.
Lowe's 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout. He's ahead in the count 0-1. His third at bat against Paul Blackburn. Here's the next pitch. And it's a strike. 1-1 to Josh Lowe.
When you think out of that first inning for the Rays, 1, 2, 3, and since then they have really pushed on Blackburn.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Josh Lowe. In on the hands and fouled. 1-2.
That's going to get him out of this game sooner rather than later.
Yeah, they really have driven up the pitch count. You look at his other games this year against Atlanta, 81 pitches, against the Marlins, 85, and he did get to 95 against Milwaukee. He's at 75 here, where only 1 out into the 4th inning.
The next pitch to Lowe is strike 3 called.
He's got 7 Ks.
And that's the 7th strikeout of the game for Paul Blackburn. And the second time Josh Lowe's been set down on strikes today.
So there are 2 men away as Josh Lowe is over.
2 away. And Josh Lowe 0 for 3 today. Here comes Wander Franco, who has a hit.
And it's up to Wander.
The first pitch to Franco is high for ball 1.
Wander's back coming alive here out on the coast. Quiet of the early parts of the series. Well, 3 hits between yesterday and today.
The next pitch to Franco is hit on the ground, and not going to get down his Kemp, and he's not going to get him.
Reaches, but Mejia has to stop at third.
And it's going to be first and third with 2 outs. That's another hit for Franco.
For the time being safe to run. I don't know if he was going to be able to get him, Tony Kemp. That ball, a great
Left
job
fielder
of
Randy
getting to his
Arozarena.
left to be able to get to it. Wander Franco was flying up the line, so it would have been a tough play. See how far he went. Like that ball got away from him, no chance. But Francisco Mejia here, who is running on contact, if Kemp doesn't knock it down,
Mejia running on contact gets the third. He would have scored if that got through, most likely. And it's a Arozarena at the plate. The first pitch to Arozarena fouled off for strike 1.
I mean, that swing took him right across the plate into the other batter's box up the first base line. He thought he had a hanger, and he
Came unglued. The second pitch to Arozarena. Nope. Throw it over to first to check on.
You got a guy at the plate
Franco.
that could double your lead with 1 swing, but you've got a first and third as well, and your stolen base leader at first base.
Here's the next pitch to Rosarena.
You know, in other years,
0-2.
recent years, even,
Fouls
we
it off.
said, you know, no chance that he runs. But this year, speed is a much more significant part of the game. Before it was sit back and hope your guy can just get in one, but now it's a different situation.
Yeah, well, and especially when you start factoring in again times to the plate, pop time, all of those different things. Right now, the lead by Wander, he's not.
Here's the next pitch to Rosarena. Strike 3 looking. And that does it for the inning. But Manuel Margot gets the Rays on the board again with a home run, and it's 3-0 going to the bottom of the fourth. Rays lead 3-0 going to the bottom of the fourth.
Manuel Margot with a
And
solo
we
home
start
run.
the bottom of the fourth.
His third of the year and first since April. That's a long time.
And
between
it will
homers.
be
Trish talking
Jace
with
Peterson.
Chad Matola earlier talking about the right knee, the back knee, and providing more.
Correction, Brett Rooker leading off the bottom of the fourth for the A's. And the first pitch to him is a ball.
Brett Rooker to start off with the A's. Leading his team in homers and runs batted.
And the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike
That's
one.
the pitch right there that Bradley insists on calling a cutter. And really, when he throws it like that, it looks like a hard slider.
Sure does.
It gets that good depth and it gets that movement away from the hitter.
The next pitch to Rooker is a ground ball to Franco over the first, one out.
But he really does have a. When we talk about like Zach Eflin comes to mind. You start talking about a complementary, arsenal of pitches. But you think about Bradley and all the ways that he can attack a hitter: fastball, up, down, in, out, and with great velocity. A 12 a cutter that at times look like a hard slider, and then a
First pitch to Jace Peterson.
I mean, there's just so many different ways for him to come at.
With one out
And
is
that way doesn't put a lot of stress on that hitter, but it's one of those attributes
A ball.
that will allow him to pitch deeper into games as he matures.
looked like a strike.
as a major league starter.
but it
because
was a
he
ball.
does have so many different pitches to get you out there.
The next pitch of the at bat is the same spot and ball two.
It was the first time the A's had made it out by hitting the baseball. All the other hits have been straight.
83 pitches per start this year for Taj Bradley. And the next pitch is fouled off of
He and
Jace
Wander
Peterson.
are basically the same age. They're 22. We think of Wander as this young Wonder Kid. Of course, he came up when he was 20, but now he and Bradley were born right around the same time. Bradley was born.
Both Taj Bradley and Wander Franco are 22 years old.
Wander Franco in March of 2001.
So they both just had a birthday then.
And the next pitch to Peterson is strike 2 called. And the next pitch to Peterson is fouled out of play. Stays 2-2. With 1 out in the bottom of the strike 3.
Strikeouts now for Taj Bradley.
Another strikeout for Bradley.
Yeah, and the curveball strikeouts are starting to slowly but surely catch up to the fastball strikeouts if they haven't overtaken it already. That curveball has been so good for him. Look at that depth. I mean, that's
Strike 3 looking. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Jace Peterson. Thanks for coming. Hang on.
It's the movement more than the change of speed on.
It's both. I mean,
10 strikeouts now for Bradley. 5 on the fastball, 4 on the curveball, 1 on the cutter.
That he throws right around, 90 miles an hour. Then he's got the 97 mile an hour fastball.
And the first pitch to Perez was a ball. The next pitch to Carlos Perez is fouled off or swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1.
I mean, it should always be, especially when you're talking about fastballs and changeups. But those breaking balls, same thing. You're quick with your arm and you're just letting the grip on the baseball.
The next pitch is up and in for ball 2 to Carlos Perez.
And really, when you think about throwing all the different pitches, I mean, outside of a knuckleball, if you don't have good arm speed, you can't execute the pitch.
And the next pitch is in the dirt. 3-1.
Where did all the knuckleballers go, by the way? There's like none. Who cares? You can know what's going on.
Next pitch to Perez is popped up on the infield. Who has it?
Everybody come together.
Walls makes the catch, and that does it for the 4th. 3-0 Rays after the 4th inning. We go to the top of the 5th. In the 5th inning, the Rays will have Ramirez, Rayleigh, and Paredes due up. Against Paul Blackburn.
For every Rays home game, and that's all season long. To view the schedule and purchase your tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com. And here as we approach the midway point this afternoon, the Rays up 3-0. Harold Ramirez will get it going against Paul Blackburn.
And here's the first pitch of the 5th inning to Harold Ramirez. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Earlier today, but they since changed it to an error, and then took a very, very close pitch for a walk.
And the next pitch to Ramirez is low for ball 2. For ball 1, correction.
You wonder if the A's might get someone warming in their pen. You know, the Rays have been sending a lot of hitters up here and threatening every inning against Blackburn, maxing out at 95 pitches his last time out.
And the next pitch to Ramirez hit in the air to right field. Bleday makes the catch, and there's one out in the 5th.
The Rays went down in order in the first, and then have stranded 2 men aboard in each of the next 3 innings.
First baseman Luke Raley singled in the second
Oh, what could
and
have
scored a run,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
mean,
one. He's 1 for 2 on the game.
I said the 3-0 lead doesn't get me wrong. But they've had a chance to really make it a.
They've scored. Rays have scored 5.6 runs per game, and the A's have scored
Isn't it
3.6
interesting that
runs per
Blackburn
game. And the
that
first
was
pitch
just
to
3-0
Raley was ball 1.
It's a tribute to his pitching. I mean, he has been able to work out of some tough spots.
And the next pitch is soft on the ground, and Raley's safe at
For an
first.
infield hit.
How about that?
A reminder
Hustle.
how fast he is.
Really? I mean, at 6'4", 235.
He gets down the
He
line
hit
quick.
from the left side, but boy, does he get a full head of steam, and he can go.
He can move, as they like to say.
At least I thought no question. The A's are considering a challenge.
The A's are considering challenging the safe call at first.
Oakland is challenging the safe call at first base.
The A's are challenging the safe call at first base. And now we play the winning game. He was safe.
Well, I think I'm wrong.
I think he's
I
out.
think he's out.
That ball into the glove, into the back of the glove, as that foot is coming down. Yeah, but right there, how do you know he's not touching right there? He may not be completely on it.
How do you know he's not already touching the base
But
before the ball is in the pocket of the glove?
They challenged him, so we'll see.
The call on the field went the Rays' way. They called him safe, but
Without a doubt. And of course, they get them all synced up with their giant screens in New York.
And if he's not wearing like 3-inch cleats, he's probably going to be out there.
I think you're probably right.
And here's-
that is
Yeah,
going to cost.
yeah, that's gonna be the one.
So I stand corrected. Yeah.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
the call on the field is overturned, and Raley is out at first. And there's now 2 outs
So
in the
not
5th.
only was there a question, but the A's had it turned their way, and I think the replay got it right.
Good challenge by Oakland, and they erase
Nice job
the
by
single from Raley.
guys in the replay room. Maybe Luke Raley would have to admit, yeah, just by a spike. So 2 out and nobody on.
For Isaac Paredes.
Paredes' RBI single gave the Rays the lead.
First pitch to Paredes is outside the zone for ball 1. Here's pitch number 2 of the at bat to Paredes. Swing and a miss on a ball that's 2 feet outside the strike zone.
Chase that pitch down and away like that quite often. He has a pretty good eye on that pitch. There's some late movement going on from Mr. Blackburn.
The third pitch of the at bat to Paredes is a strike. Nice pitch from Blackburn.
Yeah, Paredes asked for time.
Paredes takes his timeout. Again, batters only get 1 timeout per at bat. And the next pitch to Paredes is a little bit outside for ball 2, 2-2. And the next pitch to Paredes is outside again. Same spot. Ball 3. 3-2, 2 outs.
You got to think
He's got to go back to the breaking ball here.
This is probably the last batter for Blackburn. And the pitch to Paredes. Fouled off. And there's no action.
Oh, now it's into the bullpen.
No action in the A's bullpen yet. And the ball boy messes up. The foul ball went into the A's bullpen.
Chance to make that play. Takes a little kick on him right off the end of the gut. Didn't watch it in.
Oh, he didn't. The next pitch to Paredes. Swung on and missed. Strike three. That's another strikeout for Blackburn.
And this fifth inning is brought to you by your
And that is the top of the fifth. No runs, no hits, no one left for the Rays. We go to the bottom of the fifth. And here we go to the bottom of the
Be
fifth.
sure to sharpen up your reading skills through Reading with the Rays, presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Visit your local library or download your game card at raysbaseball.com.
And the bottom of the fifth, it's going to be Blade, Smith, and Rooker. No, Blade, Smith, and Kemp. And the first pitch to Blade is a strike.
It's like a new page. So far in the Rays, they've been the best novel in the league.
And strike two
They've tried to become
to Charles Bradley.
50 wins this year in Big League Baseball, and it's only the 72nd game of the season.
In the third pitch of the inning, the third pitch of the at bat to, he took his timeout. He's back in. Third pitch of the at bat to Blade is outside 1-2. And another foul ball from Blade.
Something to file away for a little while from now. 66 pitch, that's all for Bradley, but he hasn't gone deeper than 5 2/3 in any game. I mean, he's only gotten the 90 pitches once.
And the next pitch to Blade is too low. Ball two. 2-2.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And he's been so heavy in that category. And listen, the Rays really haven't asked much of Taj. You know, they give us 5. Give us 5. Get us through 15 or 16 hours.
And the next pitch to Blade is strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Another strikeout for Taj Bradley.
In the 5th inning, that's getting it done in a hurry.
At the top of the list, you know, we think of Dan Wheeler as a reliever in the 08 season, but he was a starter early on, and he's got the record, and Taj Bradley is right next to him, along with Kazmir Moore.
Rookie strikeout.
Odorizzi.
Single game. Dan Wheeler at the top. And here's the first pitch of the at bat to Kevin Smith, a little bit outside.
To Kevin Smith.
Ball one. The next pitch to Kevin Smith is ball two. 2-0.
Did Taj really just ask Adrian Johnson, was that curveball up?
You mean the fact that the hitter was looking up at it?
Well,
Didn't give it
Francisco,
away?
but he
And the next pitch is high, 3-0.
Well, yes,
3 balls, no
three
strikes
balls,
to
no
Kevin
strikes.
Smith. Here's the fourth pitch of the at bat to Smith, and it is ball four. Little too low outside the zone. And that is ball four, and Kevin Smith is on first with 1 out in the fifth.
Raise hit, and 3 local nonprofits will get the monthly winnings.
And it's the second baseman, Tony Kemp.
It is his second walk.
The second walk issued by Thomas Bradley today. And here is the first pitch to Tony Kemp, and it is strike number 1.
That was something that Taj Bradley did a great job of early on. His first 6 starts, he had 5 walks in the first 6. His last 2, 7 walks. It started to get to be a little high there. So, that was focus coming in here today to command the baseball. For the most part,
And ball 1, 1-1 to Tony Kemp.
3-0 count of the day, and ends up being a 4-pitch walk. It's nice to see a bounce back too. Obviously, the Ranger lineup is much tougher than the A's lineup, but it's good to see. I mean, I got to think what he's doing today would play well against any lineup with this kind of stuff.
And the next pitch to Kemp. I guess he checked the swing.
Against the side there, a little irritated with himself.
he's pulled off a couple of
2-1 count.
So you saw that previous miss on the changeup. Francisco Mejia kind of telling him, "Hey, come to me, come right to me, drive."
The next pitch to Kemp is outside, 3-1.
Into the zone now, especially with falling behind. Now he's not cutting it loose with conviction and with confidence. He's kind of trying to
Baby it. He's kind of trying to baby it. He's not coming loose with confidence and conviction. The next pitch to Kemp is ball 4. Good Lord. Find the zone, Taj. Find the zone, kid. Come on. The center fielder, Esteury Ruiz. And coming out to Kyle Snyder. Kyle Snyder pays a visit to the mound.
The MVP membership includes a free kids meal at every home game and more. Join today at RaysBaseball.com/RaysRookies. That is a Rays rookie on the mound. We talked to his fine pitching coach Kyle Snyder, Mejia, Walsh, Raley, now Adrian Johnson joins.
Adrian Johnson comes out to break up the conversation.
Trying to hold on to a 3-0 Rays lead. He has been
Rays are trying to hold on to a 3-0 lead.
The Rays have stranded 6 runners. The A's have been time runner to play.
Well, third time through, so
Esteury Ruiz at the plate. He struck out twice. He struck out with his first 2 at-bats.
And all year long, for that matter. Seems to know what to say and when to say it. So now Esteury Ruiz is coming up.
And the next pitch is strike 1. He finds the zone after walking the first 2 guys of the inning. Oh, way too high. Ball 1.
trying to go back with that curveball. Been a big pitch for him today, and came loose.
The next pitch to Ruiz is a strike.
Ruiz could not quite pull the trigger, and it's 1-2.
Good pitch.
Dropped that right on the inside corner.
Nothing you can do there, Esteury
Ruiz.
Ruiz.
Not exactly where you're expecting a curveball. And that's where you see Ruiz just get kind of locked up there.
So he's ahead 1-2.
And a ground ball bobbled by Paredes. Not going to get him, and the bases are going to be loaded.
Looked like it might be a double play
with one
on
out.
that. Certainly one out. Instead, none, and the bases are loaded for the A's.
That kind of in between hop as Paredes is reaching for it. That ball goes right off the end of his glove. He's just not able to get it into the pocket and make any sort of play.
Error to Isan Paredes.
An error to Paredes, and the bases are juiced with one out.
Trying to charge that ball and get the short hop.
And it's the first baseman, Ryan Noda.
The in-between hop off the glove.
So suddenly, the A's have the time runs aboard, speed everywhere you look, and the go-ahead run to the plate.
Smith at third, Kemp at second, Ruiz at first. With one out in the bottom of the third. And Noda just foul. And the Rays do have action.
See how close it was.
I couldn't quite see who it was up in the bullpen, but the Rays do have action.
You saw Kevin Kelly starting to get up. And the Rays
That is,
bullpen, there he
it's
is.
Kevin Kelly up in the bullpen for the Rays, the right-hander. Sidewinding right-hander. And the next pitch to Noda is swung on and missed. Strike number 2.
Above the zone. Perfectly executed now, puts himself in a real good position here. Again, you start thinking strikeout. He's had plenty of those today. He knows what's working.
And Noda takes his time out.
We've been talking about how Noda finds ways to get on base. He also does strike out a lot. Leads the team in that as well. Bradley in on the count at 0-2.
And the next pitch to Noda is foul off.
This thing's 0-2.
And the count stays at 0-2. Here's the next pitch to Noda. And, oh boy, nice. Good pitch, but it's a ball.
Is he not quite as sharp with his stuff right now?
No doubt about it. I mean, when you think about the back-to-back walks, the command just has not been there like it was for the first 4 innings.
Young pitchers, you ride the roller.
And the next pitch to Noda
Pitch of the inning coming up.
is out to left, and that's cold. Dropped by Margot.
And the A's get one with Smith scoring, and that's all they get.
And the A's do get a run.
The Rays and Margot. I thought for a second he might have jammed his wrist right into the turf.
And Margot, I don't think caught that. And the bases will remain loaded with one out. And that's a bloop single.
He's got to charge it. Looks like he's going to make the play there. That
A
ball comes
RBI bloop single for
He's okay with that wrist. That got rolled underneath the body.
Ryan Noda.
He did,
And here
face that. I don't think that felt real good.
comes Seth Brown to the plate.
3-1. And the A's still have the bases loaded and only one out.
You can still see him grimacing.
Yeah.
Puts that hand back into the glove.
He's hurt.
Margot's hurting. The next pitch is ball 1.
Here in the 5th inning.
Watch this. There it is, and then it just kind of rolls up underneath him, and he lands on it. And that ball comes free.
The next pitch popped up, and that one's going to drop in, and that's going to get a run home.
It's 3-3.
And it's a 2-run single for Seth Brown, and we're tied at 3.
And the Oakland A's, as they've been doing so often the last 10 days or so, have come all the way back. And we are all tied up. And that's
We
the knockout time.
are all tied at 3, and that'll be the end of the line for Taj Bradley.
You know, it was a strikeout to start this inning, and then the back-to-back walks. That's all it took to start the momentum going Oakland's way.
Oh, boy. Repeat of the last 3 days.
Safely.
I mean, the Rays did win last night, but
still rallied with 2-1 and 1 out. As Seth Brown waves bye-bye to Taj Bradley.
Yeah.
Tie game.
I mean, I'm not going to say that's classless. That's not what he should have done, but he did. That's his celebration, I guess.
Yeah, got 3 rows.
So you.
Fabric that's
Taj Bradley pitched really well today, other than
effortlessly soft and made to move as much as I
walking a few guys. Struck out 10 and 4 1/3
I'm not lying.
1/3 innings.
These are Bird Dog shorts. They've got a built-in liner.
The Pesquiers,
Just
they
comfort. So if the liner's
they
built in,
stuck
you don't
around,
have to wash
and
them.
they just tied the game and knocked Taj Bradley after the game.
Right. I mean, thought about that, didn't you?
You know, I'm not an idiot.
And it's a Florida lottery call to the
They're taking a
bullpen.
look at Manuel Margot in center field. That's Mike Sandoval. It's exactly what happened when he dove.
Oh, that's not good. Margot, he's staying in the game.
Margot's going to stay in.
Well, as he dives to try to make the play, everything gets rolled up on that wrist, the hand, and he falls on it.
And he's staying in the game. The new pitcher for the Rays is the right-hander, number 49, Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly's pitching for the Rays now.
Well, and the reason Margot's in center, Jose Siri getting back-to-back days off. Remember, he dove for that ball in Boston last road trip. The shoulder is still sore. So the Rays wanted to give him back-to-back off days to rest it to try to get.
And here is Brett Rooker at the plate against Kevin Kelly.
With Noda at second, Brown at first, and a tie game, 3-3.
No earned runs in the last 12 games. And here's the first pitch from Kelly, way outside for ball 1.
I mean, are the A's crushing the baseball this inning? No, but they're finding some grass. But that back-to-back leadoff hitters to those 2 bottom hitters in the order is what lit the match.
You can't open the door. You can't help
The
it.
second
Nothing
pitch,
down.
this at bat from Kelly is on the ground.
Short. They get one.
They get 1 and they get 2. Double play.
Bronco to
And they get out of it.
And Kevin Kelly does a
1 pitch double play from KK49. Kevin Kelly rolls a double play ball, and that is the end of the 5th.
At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite
And
of what
but the game is tied, 3-3.
we charge.
Bradley with his curveball.
Bradley had 11
Let's
strikeouts.
take a look at Taj's highlights. First 4 innings, he was absolutely untouchable. He struck out the first 6 to start this game out with that fastball up in the zone, down in the zone.
11 strikeouts, 4 1/3 innings for Taj Bradley.
Struck out the leadoff hitter of the 5th, and then 2 back-to-back walks for the 8 and 9 hole hitters. And all of a sudden, he found some trouble.
And Blackburn still out there for Oakland in a 3-3 game as we start the 7th. Start the 6th. And the first pitch to Walls is strike 1.
Pretty sure that was going to fall when he had struck out.
And left-hander Richard Lovelady up in the bullpen for the A's. The next pitch to Walls is low for ball 1. That's 1-1.
That's the lower third for the Rays. And Blackburn at 95 pitches. Margot's going to still hit. Hopefully that wrist is doing okay.
Margot on deck. And the pitch to Wall. Next pitch to Wall's ground ball. Out number 1. Center fielder Manuel Margot.
Well, Margot's back has been very hot here in Oakland, including his 3rd home run of the year earlier today. The Rays who left 2 men on in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings.
Margot, the first.
Will come back and tie.
The first pitch to Margot is ball 1.
Now let's take a look at a StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and you got a hanging breaking ball right there in the 4th inning. And Manuel
103 miles an hour off the bat, and the distance 397. This pitch to Margot, fouled off 1-1.
It's amazing all 3 of his homers have come against the Oakland A's. 2 in St. Pete and 1 here today. Well, they're going to need more than 3.
Yep. The Rays will need more than 3 runs to win this game. Next pitch to Margot is ball 2. 2-1.
See the catcher point out like that. So he missed his pitch. So what's he saying?
Well, he's saying that he liked it. Hey, listen, man, good pitch. Don't let the call get you down.
The next pitch to Margot popped up into center field. Ruiz under it, makes the catch. 2 outs.
The catcher will get the pitch like, hey, that's still good.
And then the next one was just as good.
The catcher, Francisco Mejia.
That is big of his first start of the series. He pitch hit each of the last 2 games. Well, Blackburn, interestingly enough, 3rd time through the order, that has been his best time through the order today.
And the pitch to Mejia. First pitch, strike 1.
7 men in the 2nd. He got a lot of men in the 3rd and 4th. And then this last time through, he's allowed only an infield hit.
Foul ball by Mejia.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Quick turnaround down the lines, too.
Indeed.
Next pitch to Mejia.
Hooked into the 2nd deck.
Hooked into the 2nd deck, foul. Stays 0-2.
But the Orioles have already won their game today, beating
Orioles
Toronto.
already-
So the Rays.
Orioles won 5-2 over Toronto.
Both teams playing day baseball.
The next pitch to Mejia is inside.
And it clipped him.
And it hit him.
Mejia hit by the pitch.
Mejia gets
And on
plunked.
2, and a pitcher running out of pitches today. You wonder if that might spell the end of the day for Blackburn.
You wonder if that might spell the end of the start for Paul Blackburn as he clips Mejia.
Just grazed Mejia.
And
Kotsay coming
out of the dugout comes
Blackburn
Marcotte.
today with a degree of frustration. He was a pitch away from getting through 6 innings. Although he has not made the call.
No,
Richard
he has
Lovelady
not.
is the
He has not made the call to the bullpen yet.
Looks like he's given an opportunity. Can you talk me into it? Can you talk me into it? Some encouragement there from your manager. It looks like he's going to stay in.
Yep.
Looks like Blackburn's going to Nope.
Nope, he's not.
Oh, he pulled the old okey doke. Blackburn coming out after 5 2/3, and we will get a call to the bullpen. And the new pitcher for the A's will be Richard Lovelady.
During the Kia summer sales event.
So it looks like it's going to be a battle of the pen. The bullpen's going forward with both starters out of the game.
It's pretty much it was 8.5 minutes. I didn't even get to finish my burrito.
Technology lets you vacation in space, but to get work done on Earth, you need more than technology. You need CDW.
So with the Cisco hybrid work environment, we can deliver the same network experience to all your offices, securely connecting your team from anywhere.
Houston, we have a solution.
We get it, Greg. You've been to space.
Cisco makes hybrid work possible. CDW makes it powerful.
Follow Valley. And by Outback Steakhouse. Big plays deserve.
And we're back.
Catering by Outback Steakhouse. The Lombard Street here in San Francisco. The way this series has been twists and turns, including.
And the left-hander, Richard Lovelady, pitching to Josh Lowen, but he is running, and he's going to be out.
That's not normal.
That is not normal for Francisco Bahia, and Cash wanted to take a look, but nope.
And Lovelady throws one pitch to get Blackburn out of the situation. And we stay tied into the home sixth. Strange play.
Very strange play, and stupid play by Mejia. You're not known. I'm not going to say you're not fast, Mejia, but you're not very fleet of foot. You're the last guy I would expect to steal a base. And that just proves it right there. You got caught stealing on that play right there, and we go to the bottom of the sixth.
GMC.
We go to the bottom of the sixth. The first pitch to Jace Peterson is strike one. Rays bullpen in the last 12 games, 180, 172 or a 1.089 whip. Ball 1-1 to Jace Peterson.
Save Bradley's line, and then Lovelady threw one pitch, and Sid Blackburn's line. There's Pete Fairbanks, along with Colin Boucher. Pete's activated today.
And the pitch to Peterson is fouled off. 1-2.
A bit of a surprise after his big game. One of Ryan Thompson's best games of the year, but he's sent back. And Pete Fairbanks activated.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. Thought that two-seamer had a lot of late movement to it.
And
Like that one right
good
there.
morning, good afternoon, good night, Jace Peterson. Third strikeout of the game for Peterson. And the first run of the game for Mr. Kevin Kelly.
Well, he goes from a tough angle. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the thing. If you're not an overwhelming stuff guy coming out of the pen, you better have.
It's the catch Carlos Perez now
And
for
something
Oakland.
to create some deception. Kelly certainly does that.
Strike one.
Dozen A's to strike out today.
The 12th strikeout for Rays pitching.
Over the sixth inning line, so that's 16 outs, 12 via the strikeout.
And here's the second pitch to the at bat, and it's a ball. 1-1 to Carlos Perez. The next pitch to Perez. It's fouled off of Mejia. And that hit, he fouled off of his knee. There's a foul ball off the knee of Mejia. Oh,
The knee. I mean,
Right
you've got
off
that
the knee.
protection. The shin guard that goes up and over the knee, but that was a direct hit.
Kevin Cash has told us before as a catcher, he goes, yeah, you had the protection, but it hurts just the same.
Oh yeah.
Mejia's not going to want to come
Direct hit
out.
on the left knee.
He's going to try to walk it off.
That's Mike Sandoval on your picture, talking to Francisco Mejia.
And he's staying in the game.
After that.
Oh, ended up getting fouled off and just re-angled. That's almost like in hockey.
Yeah.
You kind of shoot that ball or shoot the puck and you can redirect it. That ball was redirected right off his knee.
And the next pitch to Perez is good morning, good afternoon, good night. Another strikeout for Rays pitching.
Guy up 92 with arm side late movement.
And I said 5-2 for the final score of the Orioles game. My bad. It was 4-2 Orioles.
Some move. Kelly looking for a quiet inning. JJ Bleday is the hitter.
And the first pitch to Bleday is strike number one. And Bleday fouls the next pitch off.
Bullpens. There's Jake Diekman.
Diekman
Kelly on relief from
getting
Bradley, and Diekman looks to be next in line. He warmed up yesterday, but didn't get in.
Diekman looks to be warming up for the Rays.
He is a former.
And
Good luck.
pitch too high, 2-1 to Bleday. And the next pitch is outside, 3-1.
JJ Bleday. You look in the up and down the A's order. There's Kevin Smith on deck. Every hitter is struck out except Tony Kemp, the number 90.
And ball four, Bleday walks. Can't walk guys with 2 outs. That's going to come back to bite you.
At Tropicana Field, you will schedule and purchase tickets at RaysBaseball.com. The 2023 season is presented by
Second baseman, Tony Kemp.
Please come home and take on the team directly behind them, the Baltimore Orioles. Starting next Tuesday. And we hope to see you at Tropicana Field. Meantime, here's Kevin Smith. In this segment of the order, for whatever reason.
And ball one.
More than Pesky. Smith under 200 and Kemp way under 200, and they've gotten on base 3 out of 4 times.
Only a couple of walks, and then of course Kemp got the hit on a 2-0 count on a pitch that was right out over the plate.
And a fly ball to left field, and that'll be caught in left center by Margot. And we go to the seventh. The score at the end of the fifth inning, the Rays 3 and the Oakland A's 3. We go to the top of the sixth.
Tomorrow from beautiful Petco Park in
Top of the
San
seventh,
Diego.
correction, and we start the top of the seventh.
Hosting the pre and post game show presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors live from San Diego, a place that is very special to the Rays. We'll have an interview with Shane McClanahan, and the guys will talk a little bit about their memories at Petco Park because, of course, we know that's where that epic run to the World Series happened for the Rays. And Kevin Gash said before the game, they have so many special memories there. He said it was such a strange time because, of course, it was in the middle of the pandemic.
In the A's, leading off the seventh for the Rays is right fielder Josh Lowe. And the first pitch from Richard Lovelady is strike one here in the seventh.
From those games in San Diego, for me, it was Randy Arozarena's heroics because that was when really Arozarena became
Fly out and 2 strikeouts for Lowe, and there is strike two, swinging a pitch outside the zone.
To me, is the quintessential Tampa Bay Rays moment. It encapsulates.
And Josh Lowe's gonna dunk one foul.
Underdog against the bully, the Yankees against the Rays, the non-drafted player against the superstar, and that Brasso took him down.
After, you know, what had happened previously with that ball over the head, and, you know, yeah, that was something else. The run that Randy went on through that postseason, you know, 10 home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, it was absolutely absurd what he did as far as bursting onto the scene.
And the next pitch to Lowe is grounded on the ground to third and throwing an Oda at first from Peterson, and there's out number one in the seventh.
That's when we first learned about Randy's boots. He broke out the boots.
Shortstop number 5, Wander Franco.
Yeah, there's a lot of memories for the Rays at Petco. And yeah, I that whole postseason, I kept wondering, why are they still pitching to Randy? Randy was one of the only guys that got and stayed hot, and they still kept pitching to him.
Wander Franco's 2 for 3 today with a double and a single. First pitch to Wander, fouled off.
Well, this is coming down to the wire, and both teams knee deep into their bullpen. There's Austin Pruitt.
The right-hander, Austin Pruitt, up in the bullpen for Oakland. Next pitch to Franco,
So it looks like
outside
Pruitt
for
will be
ball.
next for them. Gateman continues to warm for the Rays, and the Pens will decide it today.
And Franco fouls one off. Another one. Nice catch by the fan.
Nice catch indeed. And who knows how long the A's have to go here in Oakland, but That's a memory made with mom and the brother. Oh,
And next pitch is too high. 2-2 to Franco.
Yeah, wipe that smile off his
Oh.
face.
Look at that, getting fist bumps.
Off the
Felix
bench,
pitch to Franco is fouled off again.
About it. Superstar just hit it right to me. He saw me.
That's why you bring the glove.
Oh.
You never know.
There's two kind of things. One that brings gloves and the other that doesn't.
And the next pitch to Franco popped up into right field deep and back a couple steps is Blade. And that is out number 2 in the 7th.
2 out, bases empty.
Left fielder, number 56, Randy Rosarena.
With Richard Lovelady, the pitcher. I think he's holding his arm. Oh, he's holding his elbow. That's a nightmare.
That's not good. After the pitch, Lovelady, let's see when he drops his glove. Right there.
He's not showing pain there.
No, not at all.
Oh, there it is.
There it is, right there.
Boy, that is strange. Usually that's something that's immediate.
Richard Lovelady has been with
Being
the Royals,
helped
has
off
been
the
with
field,
Braves,
and we will have a new
he's
pitcher.
13. And he's moving his elbow around. You hope it's just something like a cramp.
Heavy duty.
And I'm going to assume that means Austin Pruitt's going to come in to try to get the last out in the 7th.
Take a listen to the story.
Burbanks is back from the injured list, but he returns with a black eye.
Out the pool, and I pulled the pool basketball hoop down onto my face.
But he's come back with a black eye because he's playing basketball in the pool with his kid and dunked on him and pulled the hoop down and hit him in the face.
Did that end up with me with a black eye? Yes. So
First pitch to
as has pretty much everybody here.
Rosarena from Austin Pruitt is ball 1.
So you missed Pete Fairbanks' talent on the mound, but you also missed those stories. And guys, I spoke with Pete Fairbanks.
Second pitch from Pruitt is strike 1. 1-1.
She said the backstory is that I actually just sprained my ankle while I was walking with our pressure washer in the backyard, and Pete was giving me grief for spraining my ankle while I was walking. She said then he gets a black eye by dunking on our 3-year-old. There's not much better irony than that, guys.
Well, thank you, Tricia.
The third pitch of the at bat to Rosarena is outside for ball 2.
Like he said,
2-1.
when you're in the paint,
2 strikeouts to the pop-up for Rosarena today.
3.
3-1 to Rosarena.
That's a tough lesson to learn. And it looked like maybe Pete ended up getting it was the worst of the lesson.
He got the lesson. Our best to Lydia and to Pete, the Fairbanks crew. Getting a little banged up here around mid-season. Back near us.
And out of play.
Oh. Well, it is certainly good to have Pete Fairbanks back in the race uniform. He is one of the better storytellers, as Trisha just documented for us. All right, 3-2 Hero Rosarena against his former teammate Austin Pruitt.
3-2 popped up.
Way up in the
And that ball is going to be caught. All right, Peterson, and we go to the 7th inning.
Austin Pruitt ends up getting the one-man he fixed. 7th inning stretch presented by Suncoast Credit Union.
Hello. Vote Rays. If you want Rosarena, Franco, Paredes, Diaz, Lowe, Rayleigh, Clanahan, Taj Bradley, and me. Again. Bottom of the 7th, it'll be a Jake Diekman coming on. Last 6 games, 6 and 3 innings, no runs, no hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks for Diekman. One for one today is Kemp with a walk and a single. A run scored. And the pitch is inside, 2-0. And 3-0 to Deep. 3-0 to Tony Kemp. Strike one. 3-1. And Robert Stevenson is up in the bullpen now. And ball 4. Kemp. Estiori Ruiz now for Oakland. He's over 3 today. Reached down an error and scored a run in the fifth. Ball 1 to Estiori Ruiz. Watch for a bunt. And he did, and the umpire's not giving him the benefit of the doubt. That's ball 2. Ball 2, 2-1. Back to settings. Here's the next pitch to Ruiz. Switch to Parade to Ruiz and in the left field, and that's going to be down. First and third, no one out. There we go. Another meeting on the mound for Kyle Snyder. Rays bring the infield in. The first pitch from Diekman. The first pitch from Diekman to Noda is a ball. Here's the next pitch to Noda. 2-0. Three now. And there's a strike. 3-1. Here's the next pitch to Noda. All 4, and the bases are loaded. And there's nobody out. Seth Brown at the plate. First pitch to Brown. Strike 1. The next pitch to Brown is 1-1. Ball. In his career against Diekman, Brown is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Strike 2 to Seth Brown. Nice pitch from Diekman. And here's the pitch to Brown. Two and two. Here's the next pitch to Brown. It is ball 3, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Seth Brown. Ground ball coming home. Gets the out there. Goes to first. Gets the out. Double play. And Cash coming out to get Diekman. That's going to be it for Jake Diekman. That's a 1. No. 3, 2, 3 double play. Four, 3-2 double play. 4 being Walls at second. 2 being Mejia the catcher. 3 being second base. 4-2-3 double play. And Diekman gets out of his little spot, but the inning's not over yet. Rays go back to the bullpen, and it's going to be Roberts. And the new pitcher coming in, I will tell you about him in a second after the commercial break. The T-Mobile coverage scam. It's 4-2-3 double play. And the first pitch from Robert Stevenson to Brett Rooker is ball 1. 5 games with the Rays. Stevenson's got a 2.08 ERA, 0.92 WHIP, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and no home runs allowed. And the next pitch, the 1-0 pitch to Rooker is strike 1, 1-1. Robert Stevenson trying to strike him out. He's got a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. One and 2 count on Rooker. And he's got him. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Robert Stevenson strikes out Brett Rooker, and we go to the 8th. Let me do that again. 4 2/3 innings from Pruitt. Ball 1 to start the 8th. And strike 1, 1-1 to Ramirez. And a ground ball to short. And out number 1. First baseman, Luke Raley. Ball 1 to Raley. That baby is gone! Home run, Luke Raley. 4-3 Rays. That's Raley's 12th home run of the year. Third baseman, Isaac Paredes. Paredes fouls the first pitch off. Out of play, 0-1. Paredes has a base hit. Here we go. With one out, Rays got another base runner. Second baseman Taylor Walls at the plate now for the Rays. Four guys tied for the home run lead on the Rays. Diaz, Arozarena, Siri, and Rayleigh. And the first pitch to Walls is up and out of the zone, 1-0. Up. The next pitch is up. 2-0 to Walls. Walls hits one. Nope. Reed makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Center fielder Manuel Margot. 1 for 3 today with a solo home run in the 4th. His 3rd home run of the year. And the pitch to Margot, strike 1. It is the next pitch to Margot. Popped foul out of play. And Jason Adams ready in the bullpen for the bottom of the 8th. It is a pop fly to right center and caught by Blade, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Rayleigh gives the Rays the lead again, and it's 4-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And we have a new pitcher for the Rays. Jason Adam is in here in the 8th. Trying to get 3 outs in the 8th. And he's going to face Peterson. Peterson, Perez, and Bleday. 276 ERA in 31 games this year with a 116 whip, 38 strikeouts, 13 walks for 4 home runs allowed. And the first pitch to Peterson here in the bottom of the 8th is a ball. Peterson's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. Jace Peterson 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And the next pitch catches his out for strike 1. 1-1 to Jace Peterson. Trevor May up in the bullpen for the A's for the top of the 9th. And the pitch is upstairs to Peterson, 2-1. And pop-up. Is that going to get out of play? Yes, it is. 2-2 to Peterson. Ground ball to first. Rayleigh takes it to the bag. 1 out. Catcher Carlos Perez. 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a pop-out. And that looked like it caught the zone, but I guess not. So ball 1 to start up the at-bat to Carlos Perez. And strike 1, 1-1 to Carlos Perez. Next pitch to Perez is too low. Ball 2, 2-1. And 2-2 to Perez. Even 2-2 count on Carlos Perez. And foul ball out of play. Next pitch coming to Perez. Foul ball, foul tipped. And the next pitch to Perez. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Another strikeout for Rays pitching. Ball one. And strike one. 1-1. To Blade. And strike two to JJ Blade. The next pitch to JJ Blade is popped up foul. Out of play. The next pitch from Adam is low, 2-2. Next pitch to Blade is fouled off. And the next pitch from Jason Adam. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Strike three. We go to the ninth. Rays have a 4-3 lead going in the top of the ninth. Top of the ninth. Trevor May on the mound. No, but still Austin Pruitt on the mound for the A's. And it's Francisco Mejia leading off the ninth inning for the Rays, and he takes ball one start. A double and a hit by pitch. Mejia, strike one, 1-1. Pete Fairbanks loosening in the Rays bullpen for the bottom of the ninth. Mejia yanks one foul. 1-2. And Mejia pops it up. Out of play. Still 1-2. The next pitch coming to Francisco Mejia. And his 1-2 count is fouled off again. Next pitch to Mejia. Swung on and hit to right field. Back a couple steps on the warning track is the Blade, and there's out number 1, and it's Josh Lowe. Josh Lowe at the plate, the first pitch to him. Strike 1. One and one to Josh Lowe. And Lowe, next pitch, strike 2. 1-2 to Josh Lowe. And the next pitch to Lowe. Popped up foul. And caught. Jace Peterson, 2 outs. Wander Franco at the plate, 2 for 4 today with a double and a single. And the pitch to Franco is a strike. And the next pitch to Franco is outside, 1-1. And Franco's got another base hit. A 2-out single for Wander Franco. Left fielder number 56, Randy Rosarena. Honestly, I can't help but feel bad for the Oakland fans. They lost the Raiders. They lost the Warriors who went across the bay to San Francisco. And now they're about to lose the Oakland A's. First pitch to Rosarena. Nope. They're going to check over on Franco first. So that's 1 disengagement. And there goes Franco. He's going to be out by a mile. Heat coming in the game for the bottom of the ninth. Against 8. I think it's 8, 9, and 1. So Kevin Smith, Tony Kemp, and Estiori Ruiz. Yes, it's 8, 9, 1 in the bottom of the ninth. That is Kevin Smith, the shortstop, second baseman Tony Kemp, and the top of the order, and the center fielder Estiore Ruiz. Ooh, wow. Yeah. 4-2-3 double play. Robert Stevenson struck out Brett Rooker. Pistol Pete in the game in the bottom of the ninth. 13 games this year. 1.54 ERA, 1.11 WHIP, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 5 for 6 in the save department. His first pitch to Jonah Bride, pinch hitting, is a strike. Bride pinch hitting for Kevin Smith. And 1-1. Fairbanks fastball 98. His velocity this year on his fastball has been 98, 94 on the splitter. And the slider has been sitting at around 86 miles an hour. That's a 1-1. And just a little meeting at the mound to go over what they want to throw Brad. The third pitch from Pete Fairbanks is strike 2. And fly ball in the infield, and Walls makes the catch. Second baseman, Tony Kemp. And Tony Kemp's reached 4 times. The first pitch, Tony Kemp, is popped up to right center, and long Josh Law makes the catch. 2 outs. Right, the center fielder, Estiori Ruiz. Ruiz is ahead in the count, 0-1. 1-0, I mean. Reached on an error. singled and scored a run. The next pitch from Fairbanks. Strike one. A's have not had a base runner since the 7th inning. And the next pitch is ball 2. 2-1. And strike 2. Well, 2-2 on Ruiz. A's down to the last strike. Here's the pitch from Fairbanks. And this ball game is over. And the Rays are the first team to 50 wins this year in baseball. The winning pitcher today is Taj Bradley. The loser is Paul Blackburn. And the save goes to Pete Fairbanks, his 6th save of the season. Thank you for attending today's stream. I will be back on Sunday. Please subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Have an amazing day.